guys. Hopefully the wind doesn't make this video too bad, but I'm under here for a reason. I was told to do a video on this. It's one of the most commonly asked questions on the Deuce and a Half group on Facebook, the page there, and on Steel Soldiers. I've seen it countless times. But if you're new to owning a Deuce and a Half, you get one and you decide to come under your truck for the first time, you know, grease the fittings and everything, you'll notice there is a hole in your flywheel housing here for your transmission. Your bell housing is right here and all that. Alright, this is called a fording plug hole. Okay, this is supposed to be open when you're driving on the road normally. What this is for is when you are going through deep water, so water that would come up to this level and above. Alright, there is a plug right next to it that sits inside here. This is where it would normally be. Okay, so what you do is you get a 1/2-inch drive ratchet, alright, and you loosen this from here, take it out. I loosened it earlier, but take this out and you put it in the fording plug hole here. Alright, you screw this in so it's tight, and what that does is it keeps the water out of your bell housing and your clutch assembly. Okay, that is what that hole is for. It's not supposed to have oil in it, although sometimes the engine oil, you know, this area gets really dirty from the engine oil leaking down and covering this, but that hole is supposed to be there. Okay, so normally when you're driving on the road, this is open. Don't drive with this in here if you're not planning on going in deep water. If you're off-roading, you're going through flood waters, or you plan on going through a river or whatever that, you know, goes above your transmission height here, this fording plug has to go in this hole. Like I said, it keeps the water out of your clutch assembly. So, and then the next part of this that I wanted to get to is something that is often overlooked on the Deuce and a Halves, is this grease fitting right there on your throwout bearing retainer. Okay, that has to get greased. This is right under this is where your inspection plate sits. So you got this here, so when you come under your truck, this would be setting right up here, held on with the 6 screws. Alright, so normally it would look like that with the 6 screws in it. You take this off, get a grease gun with a pretty long hose on it, and you grease that when you grease all your other fittings. Alright, that is probably one of the grease fittings on Deuce and a Halves that new owners have no idea it's there, because they don't ever take this off and look up there. I haven't really ever seen another video or anything explaining that there is a grease fitting up there and you have to grease that to keep that lubed up, because every time you push your clutch in, that collar slides on the shaft there to disengage the clutch and re-engage it. So that you gotta grease. That pretty much sums up this video. I'll be doing many more on different parts of the truck for new Deuce owners. So if you're, you know, like I said, planning on coming under your truck for the first time and want to know why this hole is here, that's why. Fording plug hole for deep water.